Hey fam, welcome back to your channel once again. It's your girl. I'm gonna go ahead right now before I even get started with the video and give you the winner of the Jord watch that I'm giving away. That's my personal watch. I'm gonna put her name in the comment across the screen, like right up there. You will need to contact me, sister girlfriend, via email, which will be down in the comment section. Not the comment. It'll be in the description bar down below. You'll need to contact me ASAP so that you can give me the information on where you want me to send you that watch. Okay? So good luck. Congratulations to you. And for the record, I let King scroll through and pick because I have a hard time picking people because I be wanting everybody to win and I be feeling bad and just, okay, so I can't do it. So I let King choose the winner. I just let him scroll up, and where his finger stopped, he said, Mama, this is the winner. So that's what I went with. So her name should be across the screen, the comment that she left. And again, please contact me via my email down below. Let me know where you want me to send you your gift. First order of business. So congratulations. And of course, as we move on, you know, your girl's home now and all that jazz or whatever. So it'll be other giveaways and stuff because, you know, companies that were reaching out to me when I was on the truck and I couldn't do those product reviews because I just didn't want to use my 34 hours to try and rush and do a video of a product or whatever. So I've decided that I was going to I will be able now to do the product reviews and stuff that I know I can't use or whatever, but just to promote the company and the product. Some of you guys may be able to use it, so I'll be doing giveaways with stuff like that when it comes, and it's stuff that I know I, don't really want or need or can use or whatever. I'm just going to bless you guys with it via giveaways that way. And moving forward with giveaways and stuff like that, I used to didn't put the word giveaway in the title because I just didn't want a lot of random people popping up, just to try to win something. But from here on out, anytime I do a giveaway, you have to be a subscriber of this channel, okay? And most of you that have been with me for the long haul always leave comments, and I know you've been around for a while because I'm starting to recognize your names, how you talk, the whole bit. So I know my ride or dies, okay? And I will be checking to see if you are in fact, a subscriber of this YouTube family when doing those giveaways, because you can't just walk up in our house and try to get a gift and then walk back out. It don't work like that. No, ma'am. So, moving forward, when I do company reviews, again, if it's stuff that, just don't interest me, I'm trying not to pack rat, all that jazz, that's the stuff that I will also be giving away to you guys. Bless you guys with it, because you might be able to use it or find another purpose for it and stuff like that. I have been getting, you guys, a ton. First of all, let me say this too. Thank you again to everyone who has sent me their condolences about my auntie. I really and truly appreciate it. And I just want you guys to know that my heart is at peace and my soul is well with the whole situation. I know it is for anybody that loses a family member that you love so dearly. It is a very hard thing, but my soul is well with it, okay? And I know she's at peace. Also, since I have did the apartment tour, okay, the apartment tour, when I tell you guys, I have gotten so many emails wanting me to just kind of go into not class, but like really into detail on how to make your apartment look like more of a house and not an apartment. And I think that's great. I think that's great because I think we do have the misconception that if we move into an apartment, we have to get, apartment-like stuff, smaller things, or a lot of times I've heard even people say, I'm just going to get this for now, and then when I move into a house, I'll get me something else, and so they'll go with something cheaper. That part I don't understand, because furniture is movable. So, like, if you got a really nice couch in your apartment and then you moved into a house, why can't that couch come with you to your new house? Like, I don't understand the disposal of certain things people buy for apartments that they feel like they can't transfer over to a house. So, that being said, I want to share some tips with you guys. I think I did before, but I will gladly do it again because it's helpful to you guys, and I like to help because that's what your host is supposed to do, help you out, right? So, one of the first things, again, like I said, I've learned a lot living here in this apartment. And again, I will say this is probably one of the most best decisions that I've ever made. I'm an apartment girl. I have come to the realization I am an apartment girl to the end. Okay? The whole house situation, great when it was there, when I was living there. Beautiful thing, awesome blessing from God because I prayed for that house. But it served, like I said, it served its purpose for those children who were still there. But I am truly an apartment girl. And you'll see later on in the week, I recorded a clean with me video. And I didn't realize really, like, cleaning this apartment is legit like cleaning a house. Like, I have all these rooms and spaces and stuff or whatever, and it's legit like cleaning a house. For real. I thought it was going to be, easy breezy, No. Cleaning in here is serious business, okay? So, I want to share with you my tips, I guess, that I used when I was apartment shopping for furniture in my place, so that it wouldn't look like an apartment. And hopefully I didn't, and I don't want to offend anyone as it relates to furnishing your apartment from IKEA. Okay, that was one of the things I said that I would not do when I moved here into this apartment. I didn't want an IKEA showroom. I just didn't. Not knocking IKEA, because let me say this from the beginning, okay? When you, or if you are living in an apartment, the very first thing that you need to look at when moving in your apartment is your square footage. That is going to set the tone and the flow of what you can bring into that space. So your square footage of your apartment is essential. Okay? That's what you're going to base your purchases and your furniture and your placement off of, is how much space do you have to do that. And even if it's a smaller space, you still can make it look like a house. I'm going to share with you what I done to do so. So, number 2, and I'm not keeping count, but you don't have to spend a lot of money when furnishing house, apartment, condo, studio, whatever. You don't have to spend a lot of money. There's too many places that you can refer to, like OfferUp and Let Go and Craigslist. Be safe, of course, when you are visiting those places where you don't know the person. I always suggest take somebody with you. That's what I done when I was living in the house, and I would do Craigslist. OfferUp. That's my favorite one, actually. OfferUp and Let Go. I would always either take somebody with me, or if I was selling something, I would make sure there was a man in the house so that they could see, ain't no games being played here. You know what I mean? So you can find some really gently used stuff on those sites. So I get everybody's budgets is differently, okay? So again, when shopping for your place, remember your square footage first and foremost. how big is my space, so that you can determine what you can fit in your space. Number two, before going out and buying like full price stuff, mix and match. Do gently used and new together. Mix the two. Nothing at all wrong with that. To get that rich, put together, I spent some money, but I really didn't, look, and that more house-like feel in your apartment. That being said, when you have determined how much square feet that you have, I'll use myself as an example. This apartment, again, is 1,500 square feet, so it's fairly large for just one person, okay? Fairly large. So I knew upon moving in here in the space, I knew that what size pieces of furniture I could work with. So let's take a little tour, another little tour, so that I can kind of show you what it is that I am talking about. I think I can explain it a little bit more if I can show you, okay? So let's take a little field trip in my house so that I can show you what I mean by, and my phone is about to die. So, as always, it's always about to die, okay? So I'm going to turn you guys this way. Okay. So, for example, I knew when I came in here, and any of the apartments that I initially was looking at to move in, all of them had to be spacious, even though it's just me. I just wanted that house-like feel without the headache of the house maintenance. Let's just be real, okay? So all the apartments that I had on my list and that I went out and actually viewed, they were all larger size apartments, okay? And so once I got in them and got to walking around and looking, and I had my tape measure in hand, because you need to carry your tape measure when you are apartment hunting or furniture shopping if you're already in your apartment. That is essential, okay? A tape measure is your best friend, okay? Because it can save you from having to return, falling in love with something that end up not being able to fit, or something that's way, way too small. So a tape measure is your best friend, okay? So for example, when I came in here and I saw the living room space, okay? When I saw the living room space, it's more of a long space, and it does have a little width to it. So I knew upon moving in here that it would hold nicely 2 full couches and that chair over there, okay? I knew that based off of the space, as well as that piece down there, which is a large piece. So one of the things that you want to do when you are, if you're living in an apartment and you're looking to make it look more like a house than, say, an apartment. Again, not knocking IKEA, because let me tell you, we'll get to that in a second. If you have a space, well, let's just say if you have 800 square feet or more, okay, that's pretty spacious. It's pretty spacious, especially if it's you or one other person or whatever, okay? So what I done in here, the one couch, you know, came from the house. The one couch I already had, okay? And when I came in here, I measured the couch before I moved it. And when I came here, I measured that space over here. I measured the space, okay? I knew the couch would fit. And then I measured my little end tables, because I wanted 2 on each side. Y'all know I'm so symmetrical, girl. I am the symmetrical queen. It just helps my brain to flow better. It just visually looks appealing to me. Okay. So once I measured, let me see if I have it here. Yes. Okay. So this is typically the tape measure that I take with me wherever I go. Okay. Have it in my pocketbook 9 times out of 10. So once I measured the space itself, and then took the measurements of my couch and the tables, I knew that right there would fit with no problem. Okay, it is a large couch because the space could handle a large piece of furniture. So that chair I already had as well. And I knew, okay, that could just, fit right over there where it is, right? Okay. And as you can see, there's still space here between the TV part and that. And then that side over there is where I actually opened the door at, and then so forth and so on. So when I decided to get this couch, before this couch came, this space was open, if you guys remember. It was just this and this, and it was open. And to me, it felt very off balance and incomplete. Okay? Thus me going purchasing another long couch, because I wanted, even though it's an open floor plan for the most part, I wanted it to feel sectioned off, but yet still be open. So I knew that another long couch would work perfect, and it would close off this area and say, this is the living space. Okay? So in doing so, when you're shopping for your apartment, no matter the size, you want to pick out one main staple piece. If you're spatially challenged. Now, if you have, room to move out, as I did here, you can go a little bit more. Okay, so 2 long couches, and then all the way down there, I went with that large, long TV cabinet situation there. Now, if you know me and you've been with the channel for a while, first of all, Sharon loves texture. I love layering things, and I love mixing patterns, okay? I don't like things to just always look like they are a complete set. The only reason I've done this section here, the 2 couches and the chair that are the exact same, is because it only made sense because of the floor plan in this space. I've already told you, because I had those 2 pieces already, the chair and the couch, putting a chair, 2 chairs, 2 accent chairs here would have still been off balance because of the one single chair over there. So it just wouldn't have looked right to me. Okay, and again, I like the closed offness, yet still open behind me. So when shopping for your furniture, first of all, stay within your budget. Whatever your budget allows you to spend, that's what you spend. Okay? Don't overspend beyond your budget. So have a budget set for the decor and the items that you need in your place, in your apartment. And I say this all the time, get the major pieces first. Place to sit, a place to sleep. Those are your 2 major things, your bed and somewhere to sit in your living room. And for me, I didn't want to half step in price. Now, I am a budget shopper. Don't get me wrong. For the most part, I am a budget shopper. I look for sales. I look for clearance just like anybody else. Because I work at Ashley Furniture, I got a discount. So this wasn't like breaking the bank right here, okay? Now, choosing lamps that fit the scale of your space, okay? Now, and that's where knowing scale, balance, and space comes into play. That's why I'm here to help you, okay? So there was no way I could have went and got a larger table, the end table, than this, because it already sticks out by about 2 inches, which is fine because it doesn't obscure anything. But there was no way. So you have to also make sure you're purchasing items that are to scale for your space, okay? Lamps for me are one of the most important parts of a room, because I've seen all too often someone may have a humongous sized couch sectional or what have you, and the lamp will be this tall. I've never understood why. The lamp will be this tall on a big, huge sectional or a couch. I don't understand why. Goodwill, thrift stores, all those places, I always tell you your best friend is a can of spray paint. Okay? I'm a spray paint queen. You could go and find a pair of lamps, okay, that is a nice chunky scale that will fit the aesthetic of a large size couch or a sectional, and spray paint them the color you want them to be and change out the drums. Simple as that. Do not have a large couch, piece of furniture, and a lamp that sits all the way down here where that pumpkin is. Don't do that, okay? Do not do that. That is a decor no-no, okay? So, once again, because I had the space, I was able to fill the space up. Again, because I have so much textile in this area, gray furniture, that's where coming in with, and I'm a neutral girl, so even for those of you that love color, I'm going to tell you why a lot of people that love color, because I used to be thinking that I was a colorful person until I figured out it was doing something to my brain cells. Like it wasn't, my mood wasn't right. It wasn't right. Until I realized that I'm much calmer with much neutral colors and only pops of color. While I love color, I can only stand it in small increments. So all of my larger pieces have to be on a more neutral scale so that when I want to, as I did here, blue is my accent colors that I added in. You guys know I love pinks, dark burgundy colors, stuff like that. That's where I come in and add in the color, okay? Also with your scale of your space, okay, if it's a smaller space, say you can't do 2 couches and a chair. You can only do, say, a couch and maybe a chair, okay? You have to decorate, like I said, according to the size of your place, whatever your place, your square footage is, and you make sure you have this with you no matter where you go. Thrift store, wherever it is you go, you want to make sure you have this and have the measurements of your space first so that when you get to wherever you're going and you measure that, you'll know if it'll fit or not, okay? So when you are textiled out like I am here, I have a lot of fabrics, a lot of pillows, lots of gray. So I broke that up by getting a really lighter color rug to offset all the gray. I went with shiny pillow, different textured pillows, because that also broke up the eye looking at just gray stuff, okay? So I did different textures of pillows. I went, of course, you know, with the clear coffee table, because anything that's translucent makes things look open and airy, and it almost makes it look like it's not there and it's not taking up as much space. So that's another trick. Anything that's clear glass, lucite, acrylic, clear stuff, always gives the illusion of more space because it allows your eye to keep flowing, okay? So that's why I went with the coffee table to break it up. Again, because of the space that I had elongated this way, I knew I had to have a rectangular coffee table. A round one wouldn't have worked in the space after all. It would have stopped the flow of being able to walk past. That is also important in your apartment or even house. You want to make sure that your entrances in your living space can be entered and exited without stomping your toe, stepping over something, or hurting yourself. So you want to make sure when you're doing your layout in your apartment or house, that how you get in, you also have a way out without something obscuring the area, basically. So you want to make sure your flow is okay. But that also comes into what furniture you choose when you are doing so, okay? So the rectangular clear table, it's there. You can see it because stuff is on it, but it lightens up the area and it takes away from 3 actual pieces of furniture that are exactly alike, which you guys know. Typically, I'm not a matchy-matchy person, but this situation actually made sense, okay? The end tables were from somewhere totally different. However, they ended up matching the situation, but not matching to the point it looked like I bought them together, okay? So again, bringing in texture, knowing the size of your square footage, that will let you know what size pieces of furniture you can fit into that space. So if you have a smaller space, you of course would have to go with smaller furniture. But the trick to making it look like you spent a lot of money is, even in that smaller space, you have to do one wall, or something has to be a statement piece or very dramatic. It will actually trick the eye into thinking that that space is larger. Okay? So say, for example, you have um, a, a much smaller living room, for example. It's much smaller than, say, this one. Okay? You have one main wall. On that main wall, as a renter, you could always check with your landlord and see if it's okay to use the peel and stick wallpaper that they're coming out with. You could just peel it off, doesn't mess up the paint, and you want to do something dramatic on that wall. Or you could use that wall as your large piece of furniture. Say your large couch can go on that piece. And then maybe a really nice mirror or a picture, depending on if you like art. I'm just not an art person. I just like other, like, mirrors and other stuff, not actually pictures. You can put that above it, and that could be your statement wall, automatically giving your apartment the look of expensiveness and not so much like an apartment. Okay? So that's the first thing. You want to make sure that you don't have a lot. If you have a smaller space, if you have a smaller apartment, house, whatever, the worst thing you can do is have a whole bunch of little tchotchke stuff everywhere. Because what that says is, oh wow, this place is junky. It's crowded. It's a whole bunch of just little stuff everywhere. Just, little stuff. So even in a smaller space, it's okay to go a little bit bigger in scale with 1 or 2 pieces, because now it tricks the brain into thinking, oh wow, it's not that small. I mean, this nice size couch fits here, or this accent chair fits here, or this stand fits here, but not a whole bunch of little tchotchke, just little stuff everywhere. Okay? That's one thing. Number 2, I'm a mirror girl, so you see those 2 mirrors on the wall there, okay? Another mistake that I see people make is you will have a nice size wall and you will put a picture this size on the wall. A big, huge wall, and you will have a picture this size on that big wall. That is a no-no. If you have a large wall, make that wall your statement wall. Be it peel and stick wallpaper, be it your landlord allows you to paint that one wall in accent color to tie in the rest of your furniture and decor. But do not have a big wall and have 1 or 2 of these size pictures on that wall, and that is it. That is a decorator's no-no. And it just looks like you just threw some stuff together. So if you're going for a house look in an apartment, don't cheat yourself on the items that you purchase. Again, don't break the bank either, because you have options of secondhand stores. You have the option of all the places that I've listed for you. They have what they call a Facebook. I don't have Facebook anymore, but they have what they call a Facebook marketplace that sells, I heard, amazing pieces that are gently used, that name brand stuff, gently used stuff. You could totally use those options, even if it means you have to save up a little piece of change here or there or whatever to fit your budget until you are able to get it. But don't cheat yourself on major pieces of furniture, i.e. your couch and definitely your bed. The other stuff, be willing also to DIY. You can be the worst DIY non-crafty person in the entire world, but let me tell you something about chalk paint. Chalk King could do chalk paint, okay? Chalk paint is the most forgiving. It is the most beautiful finish paint you could ever purchase. You don't have to sand unless there's something like a raised area or like, say, water damage or something like that. You may need to smooth that out or whatever. But the actual painting of it, no priming needed. Just a brush, paint it, couple coats to your liking, seal it with like polyacrylic, I believe, which is the water-based one, or you can even do a wax and, get real fancy and highlight the raised parts of whatever the piece is to make it look really expensive. That takes no time whatsoever. It's just you have to be willing to do it. You can find a beautiful large piece. Let's just go over here, for example, with my buffet area here. If I really was looking for like on those places that I told you guys, and say I found something that was the right scale but wasn't quite what I was looking for. Look, before I moved in here, my house was a total DIY home, okay? I've turned dressers into buffets. I've turned dressers into TV stands, like that one over there. Paint, change the knobs, very inexpensive, gives it a whole new look. It's new to you, and it looks like you went out and spent a lot of money for it, but you didn't. You just put in a little bit of work. So even if you found a large piece, and it's totally ugly, it's just ugly, it's like, oh my God, I don't want that, but it's cheap, listen, you get that piece, you chalk paint that piece, okay? You change the knobs out. If the knobs are change outable, you can even add certain doors. It just depends. You can add mirror to, Lowe's cuts mirror for you. You could do mirrored stuff without it already being mirrored stuff, because we know mirrored stuff can be pricey sometimes. So you can get a large piece like that if it'll fit in your space and make it look like, that looks like something that will go in someone's home in a dining room area. Okay, my whole plan was to make my house, my apartment, look like a house. I wanted people to come in here and not feel like they're in an apartment. I didn't want to come in here and feel like I was in an apartment. I wanted it to look like a home. Dining table, okay, yep, I purchased it, the chairs, the buffet, all of that jazz or whatever. But my job, a lot of times, you guys, didn't allow me to do what I was able to do at home, which was DIY a lot and refurbish a lot of furniture pieces, because I didn't have enough time. My job, being an over-the-road truck driver, just didn't allow me to do that. So I had to go out and buy the stuff that I wanted, okay? And I wanted to, because for a very long time, I did refurbish stuff and give it a brand new look or whatever, and I left all that stuff with my children. So I had to do what was economical for me, which was purchase it and have it delivered so that I wouldn't have to worry about all that jazz or whatever. But even for a table, let's say a table, for example, okay? If you have enough room in your place for a table, be it a round table or a square table, it could be the ugliest table in the entire world. Once again, chalk paint is your best friend, okay? You could chalk paint that table any color you want. Put a sealant on that table, and you will have a brand new table, all the way down to the chairs. Even if you found a chair that, say, was similar to this, or maybe the back was wood, you could always, changing the cushions on a chair is one of the easiest things. All you have to do is unscrew it, Take it off, put your new fabric on, staple it back down, screw it back down, brand new tables. Paint this part of it, you got a brand new table set. Okay? You don't have to go and buy a super, super cheap table just because you feel like it's an apartment. It doesn't matter. It does matter. It's where you live. It's your sanctuary. And you should want it to look absolutely beautiful and amazing. And you should want your company and family and friends to come over and be like, wow, yeah, this is, oh man, this is nice. Like, oh my gosh, she must have paid a lot of money for that. No, I got it off Craigslist for $5 or whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? So those are things that I done to make my apartment look more like a house. All the way down to the pictures on the wall. I told you, don't put a picture on the wall this size, on a wall that size. Okay? You may not have to use as many as many pieces of art or decor as I have, but I like to fill up a wall cohesively. And so for me, the mosaic piece, again, mixing textures and patterns, that's what I love to do. And that's what gives a home a more, I didn't go out and buy everything the same day look. I've been collecting this over years. Even if you did go to Home Goods and buy everything you wanted, for example, if the textures are different, it's a different look, it gives a different feel, who knows? Who cares? So on a wall that size, I felt like it could handle it, and it did. That wall handled it. The green tree. Always put greenery in your house, apartment, or whatever, even if it's faux. Okay? If you like me, you can't keep things alive. Greenery makes a home, apartment, whatever, look lively. It just gives it that lively feeling. So I have greenery kind of everywhere in here. Okay? So that was one of the other things that I was able to do to make it look more like a house and not an apartment. Let me show you what else. Of course, mounting TVs always gives you more space below to do other things with. I know all TVs, some places you can't mount your TVs or whatever. That's fine. Just, something like that to set a TV on would be great. You could go, they sell dressers that length. I've had plenty. There's some still at the house. A dime a dozen, $25, $15, Goodwill, wherever. And just paint it and make it your own. You could always add mirror if it has smooth doors. You can make it a mirror piece. You could buy, they have, what do you call those things? Help me out here. Like a floor mat, like a doormat that has the little, okay? You could totally cut one down to size. If it was a plain door, you could totally cut it down to size and do just that. Give it that look right there. E6000, glue, or Gorilla Glue, whatever, and create your own. You have to be creative in making pieces your own and making them look like you spent a lot of money and that they're not just apartment type furniture, okay? Mirrors are so cheap. So cheap. You don't, not necessarily you have to do these mirrors, but mirrors like the one that I have, I can't move this phone because the battery's about to die. But even the one over there on the, for the foyer area, super cheap. That mirror was probably no more than $24, $30, as big as it is. Home Goods. You can find really good mirrors. And mirrors open up spaces. They make things look larger. They keep the eye flowing. They reflect light. I'm a mirror girl. I mean, I know everybody's not, but you can totally do that. No matter what your style is, okay, no matter what your style is, all I'm trying to get you to realize is that no matter, the main thing is how much square feet can I work with? What can I put in this square footage? Take your tape measure. This is your trusty friend, a pad and pencil, so that you can keep track of how long things are, measurements, and stuff like that. That is your best friend in the entire world, okay? As far as bedding goes, let me tell y'all something about bedding. You can buy one of the cheapest bed in the bags, comforter sets, it don't matter. If you layer those comforter sets, if you buy a comforter set and say a blanket, a nice throw, if you layer it just right and you have your pillows on that bed, that whole setup could have cost you $40. Who knows? But if it has that hotel luxurious feel, there you go. Doesn't have to cost a lot of money to do a lot of decorating. Do it in increments. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy every single thing. I know we all want to, because I did too. But there's a method to the madness, okay? And there's a plan that you need to stick to when you are doing that. It takes time to get your place to look how you want it to look. So set aside, if you can, decor budgets, little decor amounts, and just buy little amounts. And try all those places that I was telling you about that you could actually put in a little bit of elbow grease and make things your own and make them look immaculate and expensive and put them in your apartment. You don't have to settle for only IKEA stuff. I know IKEA is a very cheap store. They sell a lot of cheap pieces. They have a lot of great stuff too, don't get me wrong. But you don't have to have an entire apartment that's just like an IKEA showroom floor. You don't. You can have pieces that look like you have collected them over the years just by DIYing them, making sure you pick the right scale. Curtains, very important. That is one of the most important things you can do in a house or apartment. Take those suckers up as high as they'll go. Make sure they're long enough to hit the floor, okay? Make sure they're long enough to hit the floor, and take them out beyond the sides of the window to give the illusion, especially if you're in a smaller place, to give the illusion that that window is humongous, okay? I do panels on the sides for little pops of color, and then I always do shears in the middle. That's in every room that I have, so that the light can still come in, or I can pull them back, to let more light in. That is one of the most important things you can do. And layering curtains, you don't have to go out and have curtains custom made if you can't afford to do so. That's expensive. Picking out the fabric, picking out the yardage, all that stuff. If you can afford to do it, kudos to you. But if you can't, Home Goods, 94, 96 inches typically, take it up to the ceiling, let it pull down to the floor. Do a couple of them. I have 1, 2, 3 layers over there because I'm a layer girl, and it just gives it more of a look that I've customly done, basically. And I didn't pay a whole lot for those panels. You can get 2 panels nowadays for $19, $24, depending on the curtain that you pick out. But you want to make sure, if you're going to go all the way up to the ceiling, which is a great trick, up to the ceiling and past the actual length of the window, gives the illusion that that window is humongous, or that door, or whatever the case is, and it automatically gives it a rich, luxurious look. Okay? So that's another tip for you guys. Do not, and I'm going to repeat this, do not have a million little tiny things all over the place. Have more of statement pieces. You believe it or not, in a small space, some larger items actually make the room look bigger, because it's like, wow, that was able to fit in here, especially if you can still get around in the space. You know what I mean? So don't go too crazy and it's like, okay, I can't even, I got to jump over the couch to get to the kitchen. Not like that. So that's why I say you take your tape measure and you have your measurements and your pen and your paper, so that you'll know exactly what size you need in stuff. Even when you're doing like OfferUp, Craigslist, all those types of places for very inexpensive, gently used stuff, make sure you have your tape measure. Make sure they have the measurements down so that you'll know what you're working with. And always, always, always be safe and take somebody with you to those places when you go looking at furniture and stuff like that. It's that, just do it, please do, because I've heard a lot of horror stories, but for the most part, you know, just be safe and do try that Facebook market. I don't know, I've never been on it. I don't know, like I said, I don't have Facebook, so I've heard a lot about the Facebook marketplace, garage sale thingy majig, or whatever it's called. Thrift stores, Goodwills, all those types of places where you can get the Habitat for Humanity store, where you can get really nice pieces for a very inexpensive price. Save your money, get your statement pieces. Don't cheap out on the major stuff that you need for your place, and decorate it in increments as your money will allow you to do so. And you can totally get the look of a house and not an apartment. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to share with you. Lots of pillows, very inexpensive, on your bed to give that hotel feel. I love folding, you know, I love white comforters at the foot of the bed. And I fold them all at the foot of the bed to give that real hotel feel. I do a lot of white pillows. Then I bring in the color, whatever the color is for that room. I bring the color in that way. I like large, really, really large pillows as the back pillows. Another thing that I do and that I've done here, and you guys have seen that many, many times, and that is raising headboards to make them look larger up the wall and much more luxurious than they really are. Two of those headboards came from TJ Maxx. Okay, TJ Maxx, y'all, not a furniture store, TJ Maxx. The one in that bedroom right there, Big Lots, and they still carry it. Very inexpensive. I do make sure that I buy good mattresses. Now I will say that I splurge on super, super comfortable mattresses, because that's important to me, especially when I have a guest. I'm gonna have a hotel look with a mattress and a spring sticking up somebody's neck and back. Okay, so I splurge on like my mattresses, but the beds themselves, girl, TJ Maxx all day long, raised up to give it that look. Also, I think it's very important, no matter where you are, house, apartment, or whatever, is to create some type of entryway when your guests come in your door. Okay, let me see how much charge I got on here. I might be able to, nope. I don't know if you can see that. Which way am I pointing? Okay, wait. You probably can't really see. Well, you saw it in the tour, actually. Okay, over there. The entryway right here, okay? The entryway. I don't care what you use. It could be just a skinny little table. Anything that you can fit near the door. Entryways are, to me, the gateway into your house. It is welcoming, it's inviting, it's less intrusive, other than just open the door and boom, I'm in the living room and walking in, okay? And I know all places aren't built like that, but you can totally create a small little foyer area or entryway decor for yourself by just hanging a mirror and a nice little table with a flower on it, or a candle, or you know, whatever your decorating style is, as you walk in and out of the door. Even if it's not directly beside the door, but just somewhere near the door. I think that is so important to have. I don't have a foyer here, but I definitely created a little entryway so that when my guests walk in, this is a shoe-free apartment, so that cabinet is there because I have socks in there for people who don't want to, you know, walk barefoot, and then they can store their shoes in there as well, because this carpet is super, super light, and your girl ain't trying to clean no carpet on a consistent basis. It just ain't happening. So it's a shoe-free apartment, but I think things that are hidden give your space a more cleaner, a more put together look, in my opinion. I know sometimes that's not feasible for everybody, especially those of you that live in New York and you're in those really small apartments or whatever. I know you have to make it do what it do. I know. I've watched many New York City apartment tours, and you really have to make it do what it do. But some of you guys have gotten so crafty with those apartments, honey. It's like, okay, she's doing it, okay? But I personally don't like things out if it's not decor. That's just my own. I don't like coat racks where you hang coats. Like, I don't like stuff like that. I don't want a shoe rack that's out and you can see the shoes. Like, stuff like that irks me. It has to, for me, just be all decor, pretty stuff to look around at everywhere I look for me. Okay, that's just for me. Now, you have to do what fits your style and your place and your square footage and your decor style, basically, okay? So, once again, I'll say this. Don't look at these YouTube videos and get all bent out of shape and feel some type of way about what people are showing you and feeling like, you know, what you have is less than, or, you know, feeling some type of way. Don't. Let me see if I put you here. Would it make a difference? Don't let YouTube make you feel a certain type of way about your decor. You have to do what your money say you can do and do it the right way. Don't break the bank. Don't go broke trying to keep up. Stay in your lane, basically, and do what you have to do for your place, no matter what it looks like. Even if you just having to switch things out a little bit at a time, repurposing. Honey, let me tell you something. I am the repurpose spray paint queen. I just am. I always have been. The only difference here is, again, my job didn't really allow me to do a lot of that stuff, so I had to purchase everything in here just about. The stuff that I didn't bring from the house, I actually had to purchase because I just didn't have time for DIYs, refurbishing anything, but that's my passion. I love doing it, okay? I love to find a old beat up dresser that everybody is giving up on and then making it look like something from Home Goods or Pier 1. You can totally do it, okay? I just don't want you guys that are watching YouTube videos to watch decor videos, apartment tours, and stuff like that and feel some type of way when you're done watching it. I want you, if you're watching my video, I ain't speaking for everybody. If you're watching my videos and I'm sharing something with you, I want you to be inspired. I want you to attempt to try and say, make this, okay? Remember I made these? This is nothing more than a foam board from the Dollar Tree and some bling wrap that I have wrapped around it. I use them for chargers right now. I just like how blingy they are. So they're right there just for decoration. I could put a plate on top and just have me the blingiest charger ever. Dollar Tree. Okay? You don't have to spend a lot of money on making your home your oasis whatsoever. So for those of you that have been emailing me about your apartments, those of you that are moving into apartments, living currently in apartments and trying to figure out how to decorate them, those are the tips that I can come up with off the top of my head. Greenery, refurbishing, statement pieces, knowing your square footage, because that does determine what you can and can't put into your space. Don't have a whole bunch of tiny little stuff all over the place. It makes it look junky. And just decorate your home. When you walk in the door, you just feel like, oh, that's how you should feel when you walk home. Now, if you're walking into your apartment and you feeling like, oh God, okay, let's make some changes. simple, inexpensive changes. Okay? I'm not an online shopper per se. I'm the girl, got to go in, I got to touch it, I got to look at it, I got to hold it up, and I'm her. Okay? Again, it's so many places that you can go and get really nice stuff if you're willing to put in the elbow work and make it look absolutely equally as amazing as that thing, equally as amazing as this table, that TV stand over there, headboards, the whole nine. Okay? That stuff doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It just doesn't. Decorate your place, make it look like the house you want it to look like on your budget with what you can do, with what you have, okay? Even if it takes you some time. That's it. Don't come on YouTube and let these people on here make you feel a certain type of way about what you have. I've made a video about that before, and I'm saying it again because I know I have new family members here on this channel, okay? Anything that I share or show with you, it is not to boast in any way, shape, or form. It is to inspire you. It is to let you know that if you're in a place that you're not quite happy with, you can make a change and do something about it. That's what my videos are about here on this channel. Always have been, always will be. Okay? That being said, even with the mosaic stuff, I have a video on my channel that has over 200,000 or 300,000 views. DIY mosaic piece that I did when I stayed at the house. Super easy. Super freaking easy to do. Okay? You can DIY to your heart is content. There's so many people doing Dollar Tree DIYs. Some of them look absolutely amazing. Some of them they should have left in the Dollar Tree. Let's just be real, okay? Some things that by the time you buy everything you need for the DIY, you've already spent the money somewhere else. So pick and choose what you want to DIY, okay? Pick and choose what you want to DIY. But there's a lot of nice stuff at the Dollar Tree. You can talk dishes, all that jazz. You can make, I have several videos on my YouTube channel right now. They're older videos from when I stayed home. Tablescapes that I done that were from the Dollar Tree that were over 100,000 views on them, 200,000 views on them. Some have 300,000 views on them. Straight from the Dollar Tree. Okay? It's possible. You can do it. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can totally, for all those of you who've emailed me since the tour, you can totally make your place look like a house if you choose to. It's in what you pick. It's in how much space you're working with. So what can go in that space. Scale is so important. Okay? Again, don't put a picture this size on a wall this big. Don't put a lamp this tall on beside a couch this big or sectional, okay? Don't have a million little tchotchke things around your house everywhere because it gives it a look of clutteredness. Another thing too is grouping things together. So if you have say an accent color, okay, and you have an open floor plan like I do. So I connected the accent from the guest bathroom, the guest bedroom, and the living room. All three of those have that same blue in common. Even though they have other textures and things in them, they all flow together because you can see one from the other. And that's how you spread out your pop of color. Okay? So grouping things together. You know I love white porcelain stuff. So I like to group it together. I like to have it right there together. To me, it looks artsy. You know what I mean? And again, I'm very symmetrical. So typically what you see on one side, you're going to see on the other side. That's just how I am. Everybody's not like that. That's great. You, again, decorate what makes you feel good. Okay, Sharon just here for the blueprint and to chit chat with you and share what I know. But you decorate how and what makes you feel good. But again, as you can see, what's on one side, honey, I got on the other side too. Because that's just how I visually like things. That's how I like it. And look at my two little pumpkins right there for my fall decor. Okay. So I know this is a very long video. However, I hope it was helpful. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comment section below and I will gladly answer them or try and make a video. If it's a lot of the same questions, I have no problem with that. Again, to the young lady who won the Jordan watch, your name should have been at the very front of this video. I'm going to put it down in the comment section in the description box as well. I need you to contact me ASAP so that I can send you out your watch wherever it is you want me to send it to you to. That is all I have, you guys. If I've forgotten anything, leave me a comment down below. Again, I'll gladly make a video for you or go over it here in the house for you guys. And keep in mind exactly what I said. Leave with this. Stay in your lane. Shop on your budget. Don't overspend. Don't let these YouTubers that are sharing things with you make you feel some type of way about what you have. Okay? Buy things in increments. Buy things secondhand. DIY them. Upcycle them. All day long. Spray paint's your best friend. A hot glue gun's your best friend. Okay? Chalk paint is your best friend. Okay? You can totally do it. Leave with that. Okay? What you have is what you have. If you want better, take your time and get it. Staple pieces. Don't overcrowd your space. Take your measurement, your measuring tape wherever you go, your pad and your pencil. Know your measurements, okay? And shop for the size of the place that you live, okay? Statement pieces, something very dramatic, that's unexpected, also gives a smaller space, a wow factor, and it takes away from how small the space is. I have a lot more I could share with you. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. I'm not going to hold you another second. Hugs and kisses. Mwah! Love you guys to the moon and back as always. Everyone stay blessed. Stay positive. Stay prayed up. Don't let nobody dictate y'all mood, family. Do something good for yourself. And always, always, always do something good for somebody else. I have a lineup of videos for you guys. Be on the lookout for those because they're already in queue waiting to be published. That your girl been busy, honey, since she's not an over-the-road truck driver no more. Praise God. Okay? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. I think I'm going to go ahead and upload this one tonight. Probably. I don't know. Just depends. But whenever it is, hopefully it was helpful to you guys. Again, leave me any questions down below. Young lady, contact me so that I can get your watch out to you. And everyone else, have a wonderful evening or whatever day it is you're watching. And I will catch you in the next video. I am out.